Welcome back to Wormhole Extremists. My name is David Reed. I'm with Nicole Rodriguez Galdo
Hello.
and Evie Cahill.
Hello.
And this is Learning Curve.
It is learning curve. So there's actually a goof coming up really soon, about the 42-second mark. The top chevron doesn't light up when the wormhole connects.
Oh, you're
But I
kidding.
mean, it's the off-world gate,
Oh,
so
we'll allow it.
I love
I
this
always found
set.
the head things that the kids wear really weird, really weird. Like the way they hang off
yeah,
the
it's
back,
like
like a
is it
sock.
Wee Willie Winky? You know, like the folk tale? I think it's British.
No, that's something I haven't heard. I require
Okay.
pictures later.
Look it up.
I think the
Yeah.
top chevron lit for me. It was just most of it was just cut off.
It was dark for the longest time,
Oh,
and
it
then it kind
was.
of
Yeah, yeah,
briefly
yeah.
flashed at the
Yeah, it
end.
did. That's
I love how
true.
he's just so willing to accept child labor.
Yeah. He's like, this is normal in this society, so we're gonna be okay with it today. I think the Aztecs are really cool, and it's nice that Stargate, like, very briefly explores it.
Yeah. So there's a couple of really cool things in this episode. Andrew Airlie and Britt Irvin, who are these two characters
Mhm.
here, they actually later appeared together in 3 TV movies.
What?
Including a
Really?
movie called Personally Yours, which also featured Michael Welch as Britt's on-screen brother, which is so
What is
Wow.
cool.
going on?
And a movie called Jack, which also featured Stargate alumni Paul McGillion and Glynis Davis.
It's a
Davies.
small world.
It is a
It is a
small
very
Canada
small
is a
world,
small
which is
world.
Canada.
Yeah.
I love how she's so robotic.
Yeah.
She does such a good job in
I
this. She
think
Yep.
she's
really
a
does.
great actor, yeah. I thought
Yep.
she would, like kids, they can't always nail it, and I think she nails it.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I think Britt said in her interview with David just recently that she kind of had to reel in all of her natural kid instincts. You know,
Yeah.
you can't really be excitable and you have
Nope.
to sort of dial it all down
Yep.
because um, she has like a primary function, I guess.
While I every day do nothing but let my kid instincts take over.
In Britain, what do you call what it is that she's wearing where it's not shorts, but it's a little bit longer?
Skorts.
3/4 lengths.
Culottes.
No, there's a word
We
for
call
it
them like
in Britain.
culottes.
Me and my friends call
Oh,
shorts that long 3/4 lengths.
Um,
There. I mean, we have trackies, but that's usually down to the foot.
I'll have to come up with it later.
Yeah.
So this is their Naquita generator, and if you look
oh
at,
no.
So different.
I think it's the Mark II or the Mark III Naquita generator, whichever one appears in oh God's sakes, the end of Atlanta season 1.
Yes.
You can actually see that this is a part of the inside of it, the middle of it. So
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
they took
Okay,
the same
so it's just
kind
sort of
of
shrunk
mold.
down.
No, it's this
Right.
it's that size for sure.
Oh, it's that size.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I will teach you.
I
That's
really
really
like
cool.
the way the Stargate does carry stuff forward. Like I get frustrated when it doesn't, but then when it does, I
Mm.
get very happy.
Yep,
Yeah. So
Like
guys,
Naquita generator is so important.
it
mm,
does.
this is the first of 3 episodes this season, and I think she also did 10 as a story editor for this season for Heather E. Ash.
Yes,
So
Wow.
she has a pretty big impact on the series.
I'd love to get her on.
That would be cool. That would be very cool. Um, And I didn't realize that Andrew Airlie, who plays Kalen, he also returns as Dr. Ian Carmichael
He
in
sure
He
does.
does
season
in
8
season
Avatar.
8 Avatar, yeah.
Yeah,
I remember
that's it.
seeing it being
realize
like,
until I looked into it.
I
like
know
that's
that
the guy
guy.
from Learning Curve.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No. And
He's the one who puts the needle in the heart.
Yes. He is also he also plays Christian Grey's father in all 3 Fifty Shades movies.
I did realize that as well. Yeah.
Seriously.
Yes.
Wow.
Who Leoben from Battlestar, I think, was also the dad in 50 Shades as well for the woman. So there you go. More you know,
Oh,
Canada.
okay. That's actually kind of cool.
Wow.
And Britt Irvin, who plays Marin.
Yep.
She's also known for her role in Chesapeake Shores. She's been in 22 episodes. Chesapeake Shores actually unfortunately made the headlines this week. I don't know if you guys saw, but one of the co-stars, Treat Williams, died. She was hit by a
Yes.
car. Just awful.
Yeah, it's just awful. Couldn't believe it.
Poor guy.
And the little boy that plays Tommen, Lachlan Murdoch, he plays like a lead role in Murdoch Mysteries. He plays
Really?
Constable Henry Higgins. He's been
Oh
in like
my God.
198 episodes.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Wow,
Have you watched
that's
that,
cool.
Nicole?
I know it because like a lot of people, most people around here know what that is. So it's like, all right,
okay.
wow. I've not
Also,
seen it because
the-
murder shows are not my jam, but
Oh, okay. They're big in my family. The way that he slid that stone across the mural was very bad.
yeah, like
He was
lightly
trying not to
lift
damage
it.
archaeological evidence. He did a very bad job.
It's been under there for thousands of years. Who cares?
I do want to say, in terms of murder mysteries, the reason I don't vibe with it is simply that I find it very dark and very miserable to see murders constantly happening. I don't want to be reminded of that every time I watch TV. So.
I get into a dark place if I watch too many of them back to back.
Right, yeah, no.
But I do enjoy them.
Yeah, they can be fun.
I actually
Isn't that
love the
also the name
bond
of
that
ours?
Tilk builds with
Yes.
with this boy here. It's very cute.
Yep.
Yeah.
Finally, a child who's not afraid of him at all. Just intrigued.
Yeah. He gave Cassandra that
He
smile
gave him the
and
once
she wasn't
over as
having
well.
much of it. So
He sure did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're literally recording everything that they see in here. He at least admits that he's afraid.
brutal. God, see, if I had that, I'd pass out. Like, I nearly do every time I get it. They have to put me upside down to get
I'm
the head
used to it
blood
now.
back to
I've
my
had
head.
so many needles.
I guess I'm kind of jealous of you and that you're used to it. So
It was a hard road though.
yeah,
to
I
get.
was gonna say, I don't think I'm ever gonna get there.
Like her presence is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like she has such like I guess a commanding presence.
Mm. I love the way she doesn't know these like simple things.
They learn completely differently.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Not no, but oh no.
Oh, I love the way she just came from like that.
Exactly.
Didn't realize like how like oof that was.
Just got brain shamed by like a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Okay, no. But you know what? The Asgard think I'm pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm Thor's #1 guy.
That's right.
Oh my gosh, she doesn't know what fun is. Oh, she doesn't know what fun is. So cute though. I can't wait for her to learn. Yeah. The ending of this episode is not very positive. It's positive in a negative positive way. It's weird.
It recovers.
Yeah. It's optimistic, I think is probably the best way to describe it.
Yeah, because now they know. Well, we'll get there.
Better.
We'll get there, yeah, in like another 35 minutes or so.
This is really nice.
It's just the nicest little scenes, you know.
It's the way he's just sitting in quite a relaxed way, like touching knees with the kid, like having this nice, like, you know, safe closeness where he's like, oh, I'm opening up and I'm comfortable and I'm happy, and this kid's like not scared of him and he's comfortable sitting with him.
The body language is a tiny bit defensive, but that would be, I'm sure, just an accident.
Yeah.
It's the slower scenes that are just sometimes just great, you know.
Yeah.
Just the character building, not just the world building.
Correct.
I don't hate that CGI either, I will say.
It's okay. It's not the
not
best,
great.
but it's really
it's passable.
Cool, yeah.
There's a lot of details for something
Look,
that's
it's
like,
better
you know,
than like Crystal Skull. Because that episode
God.
has the worst CGI that I've ever seen, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
So Daniel just said something bad. So he says that I'll try and pronounce this, Teotihuacan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
It's,
Teotihuacan.
Daniel said it's in South America, but it's in North America.
Oh my god.
Oh
god, I can't believe it. I didn't even notice.
Is that why I always get it wrong when Jeff and I get it during Trivial Pursuit?
Yes, but you know now.
I know now.
So it's north, not south.
So the Gould came back around the same time that they took the medieval Christians.
Yeah.
Because of the tone of this episode and the way the dark music keeps coming in, I kept expecting like a Gould to show up and ruin the day. And I'm really glad they didn't. I'm glad that it was like we're the talking about the menacing presence of the Gould, without the Gould ever showing up.
Yep.
You know, I like when the show does that.
She doesn't know how to impart knowledge. All she has is a technical manual in her head.
Yep.
She doesn't know how to do that.
Yeah, she's just reciting.
Yeah.
Just
She can't like go back into other different points. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. That's the issue with the Urbanians. They don't know how to, pardon the pun, think outside of the box.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've had outside of the Naquita casing.
Yeah, I have a bit of like you know, I can follow instructions, but I also have a bit of a scatter kind of mindset sometimes. And when I was being trained once on something, the person who was training me really struggled being able to jump back and forth where my mind was jumping back and forth, because I'd have a follow-up question to something else, but they kept trying to follow the process like mariners.
Right.
And I was like, I need you to jump back to this, and they couldn't kind of get used
like
to
they're
the
thinking
idea.
in a straight line and you're just like going everywhere all at once.
Yeah, it's because I have so many other questions about things, and when they bring up one thing, I think of another thing. So yeah.
Silicon, trinium, and a foreign element.
I really like the way that Jack's kind of hovering around, like, you know, like, I don't know, he's got a really nice, like, caring figure this episode. He's just kind of there.
It's
just
because it involves a kid.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It is nice. Well, it's nice, but for sad reasons.
Yes.
Eek.
That's a bit gross.
It's overrun.
Yeah.
And at this point, we're not supposed to know that it was her own, you know, people that did that on purpose. So,
well, she sets them straight.
Yeah.
They think the Gould did it.
Yeah, that's usually the thing.
Well, they have good reason to, because the exact same thing happened to Jack.
Correct.
In Nicole's favorite episode.
I was going, you know, there are a couple similarities from like comparisons to this one to the other one. Like, again, the Gould threat kind of hovering over, but it never comes, you know, so yeah.
Yep. She has to do some verbal gymnastics in this episode.
I was going to say, like,
yeah, she really does.
I'd trip over my tongue a gazillion times during that.
Didn't she say, I think in your interview, David, that she recalled like receiving the scripts before the audition via fax machine, and she was like surprised by the number of pages and the scientific jargon?
I think that's what it
was.
was.
For someone her age.
Yeah.
And very cool that her family friend is Gary Chalk.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was really cool. What a coincidence.
Dan Benj said, was Stargate and Smallville in competition with each other back in the day for longest running series and stuff? I think, well, actually, no, Anthony followed up with the longest running thing. Yeah, I don't think they were in competition. I think they were both just pleasantly getting along. But Stargate ended like quite a few years before, like 4 years before.
Yeah.
And then Smallville took longest running show by like a handful of episodes.
Right. Well, there's
And then
another
Supernatural took
connection
it.
to Smallville because Michael Shanks and Britt were
Yep.
actually in an episode together, or several
Yeah.
episodes together.
Yeah, they were.
Which is
And
very
Erica
cool.
Durance, who was had a moment with Teal'c in season 8,
Sure
is
thing.
Lois.
Oh yes, of course, of course.
Mm-hmm. There is an episode in Smallville where Lois has a Gould hand device, basically. And he's in that episode.
Oh,
And I always the
Oh,
recap for
wow.
it. Because he was doing an archaeological dig, and I was like, this is,
This is too familiar.
Yeah.
That's funny. There's a kind of a bit of a goof coming up when Sam draws the stick figure. It kind of all of a sudden has hair between the time she draws it and like when
That's
she shows
frustrating.
Maren.
That's a judgment
Everyone
call,
draws, but
Sam.
Yeah.
not everyone draws well.
Yeah.
She doesn't. And by she, I mean Sam. Let's go for the iconic stick figure.
Yeah.
Okay, is it going to have hair all of a sudden?
I actually love how this carries through to the end of the episode.
I know, so
Yeah.
do I. Oh, there is hair all of a
Suddenly had
sudden.
hair.
Yep.
Look at her face.
To be fair, right? That's how we draw things
Yeah.
sometimes. And it's like,
Yes.
to be fair, I'd be confused if I had no idea about drawing.
And then at the end of the episode, Sam's like, "Isn't that?" And Andrew Early's like,
And he's
"That's
like,
me."
it's me. Yes.
Gosh, imagine if Sam had shown her how to play Hangman. Maren would be very, very confused as to like,
That
you
might
know,
be a bit
what's
disturbing
going
for
on.
her.
Yeah. But when we're kids, we're like, oh, you'll play Hangman, no problem. Just, draw that easy. It's actually a messed up game now I think about it. Why do we teach people these things?
To explore human anatomy and
Human anatomy.
one leg here, one arm there. Oh,
I always found Daniel's part in this episode to feel a bit weird and almost tacked on. Does that make sense?
Oh, so this is Stephanie Shea,
correct. This is Dan's daughter.
Stan Shea's daughter.
I can
You
see
can
it.
see it. Yeah.
You can a little bit, yeah. And she's
The
actually gone
jaw.
on to do a tiny bit of stunt work with her dad, but like uncredited. I think she did some stunt work in season 10, and she was also
Wow.
on Psych.
Oh,
Wow.
I love that. Not anymore.
Show me him now.
He has been flushed down the toilet, folks.
Yeah, I feel like Tilk's got a really prominent role in that he's got the relationship with Toman, and then Sam and Jack have the whole Naquita reactor Maren situation. Daniel's just kind of there, just being like, "Hey, here's a bit of background on the planet," and then he's there to just kind of be there for Tilk's moments about Toman. So it's like, I wish that Daniel had a bit more to do, but I'll take it.
So this is a goof. So Maren said 15 sheets of paper, at least 48 centimeters by 23 centimeters. She inverts the numbers in a few minutes' time.
Oh, you're kidding.
She says 43 by 28 instead of 48 by 23.
Can I just say, my shipper heart is absolutely soaring right now because like these two are looking after a kid together, basically, and it's like massively cute. So
She's got cross sections. Look at that.
That's
that is
incredibly
beautiful.
detailed.
Yeah. That was big brain of her.
Very big brain of her.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I not surprised? Now I am jealous.
Love that.
Sam. Oh, Sam.
Carter, you sleep. Oh, look at that.
Aw.
Yeah. That's okay though.
Good catch.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just a little nub.
I can't believe she was writing with that. Jacob said, for all the emotional weight Merrin stuff brings to the episode, I actually preferred Toman's little arc much more. I like Toman's one because it bums
It was
me out
very
less.
short but impactful.
Yeah, I think it's very shocking, and it's like and very eerie in a way, the way that it kind of unravels.
He just looks like a different kid.
Yeah.
There's also his headdress is gone. So
he's down to like basically like baby level, right? Because all his synaptic pathways are like empty.
Yeah. At least he has like motor function.
Yeah, thank God.
I'm sure it was a beautiful ceremony.
Yeah.
But his brain has been sucked out.
Yeah. There are a lot of issues with this episode in terms of like, you know, what we deem as okay and like what's abuse, you know. What they do is incredibly messed up. And is it ever clarified in the end that they stop doing it to kids, or do they just carry on and they teach the kids?
Right. No, I think they carry. I think you kind of get the impression that they still carry on, but they still teach their children even after.
It's just such a shame because they waste like over a decade of their life, like doing that, losing everything that they are, and then they had to learn, you know, at an already advanced age, they have to learn everything again, and then try and function as normal member of society. Yeah. It's incredibly awful.
My issue with this is go ahead.
No, you go.
My issue with this is 49 years is not long enough time for them to forget how to educate the old fashioned way, or however they did it before. You know,
I feel like maybe the opinions and the way that the like you know, when everyone gets the Avarium stuff and like the people get the nanites, I feel like they've kind of just forgotten to care because it's happened so much that it's just become so normal. And it's like, you know, maybe they get some of the personality and attitudes kind of adopted with that just a little bit. I don't know.
Well, I was going to ask you guys, if you had the choice, would you prefer to study a subject or acquire the knowledge by nanite?
Nanite. I hate studying. It's boring.
See, I would actually rather study, because like I like to make things difficult for myself. And I rarely take the easy road, I guess often to my own detriment. For example, I was determined to teach myself how to make macarons, which is like a really delicate French cookie. And instead of taking the easy road and buying them, I literally spent years teaching myself how to make them from scratch.
Well, I got them perfect first time and can't do them ever again.
You get like such a, it's just this sense of satisfaction and this like rush of adrenaline that you don't get.
That's what Carter has been talks about with Merrin.
Exactly, she does. Exactly.
You know? So I'm bad.
You're not bad.
No, it's bad. It's just different.
David, you haven't said nanite or education.
So if you take the nanite, you
I want to ignore the abuse of a child.
You're imprisoned to the perspective that nanite gives. Whereas if I educate myself, I may get the same knowledge, but from a different perspective, which may open up other options later on down the road.
For me, it's simply like just a degree, the basic degree of something that maybe doesn't need that stuff. Because my problem with school was I couldn't do it because I struggled because I got like, they were like, in 15 years, this is going to matter. And I struggled because it wasn't instant gratification. So it just wasn't
the struggle
for me.
itself is so much of what's important.
Well, that's the problem is I struggled, and as a result, I failed, and I dropped out of school because it wasn't for me. So, Avarium, please.
On the light side, Lockwatcher just asked, did Evie use nanites to win the trivia contest?
She must have downloaded nanites. There's no other way.
Yeah, I got some of Nicole's nanites.
Yeah. Brilliant.
O'Neill's kidnap of Merrin comes up later on in the season. Like he was definitely, a file was like placed in his record.
Is that in Shades of Grey that it comes up?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Kidnapping an alien child. Need I go on? The proverbial straw, sir? You got it.
Yeah,
it's not great.
Proverbial straw, yeah. So we're gonna have a very impassioned speech by Kaylin shortly.
Yeah.
Which is like the peak of the dramatic tension, I think, in this episode, and kind of summarizes the overall message of the episode.
It's a good thing the Urbanians are peaceful. Otherwise, if we saw their military on this end, it would get gnarly real quick.
I'd say
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Oh, they don't know about the iris yet.
Mm-mm. They will now.
He makes a great point
He
there.
does.
I feel like they've been brainwashed into having this perspective, and like all the nanites downloading, like, you know, obviously what you said, David, about all the opinions and stuff that kind of comes with the different views of stuff. I feel like they've all got the same view as a result of the nanites.
They're locked into a collective.
Yeah. See, 10 years she's been studying that Nakwita technology, so she would have been 1.
So she's 10 years behind on actual education that she's going to need.
Kind of, yeah.
Jed Ted says, "I learn better with audio, but I'm not sure if I take the nanites." I'm an oral learner myself. If I hear audio again and again, I've got it. So.
Yep, I'm the same. That's actually how I used to study in
tape
high
recorder?
school. Yep, tape recorder.
Me too.
I used to tape myself saying things and then play it back to myself while I was sleeping.
Exactly.
For me, none of that worked. It had to be fun and engaging. So I only passed like maths, English, and religion/philosophy because they were mentally stimulating for me. I struggled with everything else.
I used to do a lot of explosion charts, you know, like, you know, an explosion.
They've never worked for me. Oh my God, I hated them.
That was how I studied history. I mean, I didn't do great at history, but I enjoyed it. And that's how I let some of the knowledge sink in, to the point where my school teacher at the time, he actually took my notes and used them as like slides in his classes moving forward.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I had a similar thing. For me, I did had a algebraic thing that we were given. It was a huge equation, and I did it, but I did it in like a huge amount of math all over my page, and I did it. To him, he was like, "Okay, you've done it. You've got the answer, but I have no idea how you got there." So he put it up on the thing for other students in other classes, being like, "Can someone figure out what Nicole did to get the right answer?"
We're blown by a lot of great stuff here, guys. I mean, she's telling her about all the experiences that helped form her when she was a young person.
Yes.
And Marin has no idea.
No, she hasn't.
Obviously. I love the fact that the Nakwita reactor is like a really large, kind of clunky version of what they're going to get eventually. Like you can see the origins of it. The two circular bits, you know.
Are those alternators on either end? I think those are alternators.
I think so.
I love that Sam's like, okay, I need you to stop so I can have the you know, the fun of figuring it out.
Exactly. Yeah.
I love games and puzzles because it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to have that hit of adrenaline and oxytocin to make you want to do it again.
And this is why I'm a crazy person during trivia, because I want everyone to learn and find the answers.
Oh boy, here we go. Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
Yep.
That's not happening.
You've got two parents there with very different perspectives.
Yeah, that's right. Jack used to be a dad. It's very important to remember that perspective.
Yeah. It really is. And
it always makes me sad
would have
when
lost
you have
Charlie.
Episodes.
Yeah, Charlie would have been about the same age as Marin.
Oh, you really went down to the bad stuff there. Vegetable.
And he just puts his foot down and says, I'm not gonna try and learn. Wow. This is a great episode. I love this episode.
I really love this episode. It's a great episode. I always worry about episodes with kids because it's like, oh, maybe it's not going to be great. But the kids' episodes in Stargate tend to be really decent. Like,
yeah,
that's surprising.
Yeah, it's way more impactful having children involved. If the same scenario was just a planet full of adults, it wouldn't be the same.
No.
And I'm just going to slip out the side door here. He wouldn't have been able to get through
you can trust me.
Through security at the surface when he was driving out. I just don't believe he would have made it.
No.
I like to think he zatted them. But I feel like his seniority would like kind of like do it though. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
How did he smuggle her out in the car though?
That's the thing. You know, he has to go to his car and then go through just security at the mouth of the mountain. So
yeah, hide under a blanket or something. So there's a little bit coming up in a second that is often regarded as a goof, but it's not. So Hammond uses the red phone to speak to Carter about the energy discharge. So although the phone is reserved obviously for communication with the president, it can also be used as a regular phone. It's just got like an encryption key for secure phone calls and data transmissions.
He's letting her have it.
I love that. Yeah, Lockwater just said, please warn us anytime you use something called a reactor. Like, yeah. She should really be warning people.
Yeah, I mean, it could have exploded. For all you know, it's.
She does this a few times.
Yeah.
With the when she's trying to go, is it the out of phase thing? She's supposed to leave the sign outside.
Yes.
She has a shield on when during the road not taken. That's the episode in season 10, I believe.
Yes, I remember that now.
And she's like doing dangerous experiments, doing things, and no one ever like gets warnings, and she's always forgetting. It's great.
Exactly. So this is the Inman Elementary School in Burnaby.
Ah.
It's still in operation today.
Oh, really? Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
This is play where kids go out and get exercise and have fun.
Pizzeria.
I love how they know him there because I think Cassandra went to this school.
Exactly. So she probably had like
which is awesome.
Like a adult day or like a
like a parent teacher day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He would have went.
This is what makes me sad about Stargate is that we don't get to see enough of like the outside of work interactions because they're always focusing on the drama of each episode. Because it's an episode week to week episodic show, you know. I wish that we got to spend more time with these things, but I'm glad that they've kind of highlighted that in this.
Yeah, they've impacted people. You know,
guys, maybe Cassandra had like a bring a parent figure to work day, and they talk about what they do for a living. Jack. And maybe Jack went in and talked about working in the Air Force.
Maybe Absolutely. She brought Jack and Sam together and everyone thought they were a couple. And that is my new headcanon.
Yes. Yeah, I will live in that.
Yeah, good. We can live there together.
Yeah. My area code is changing to that.
That's funny.
We're just sitting here laughing at the students. So stupid. I can always rely on you to join me in the shipping.
Oh, I'm gonna go mad in the next episode. I'll try and rate it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, she didn't resist when leaving for off. Aw, Jack.
I'm so cute.
That's pretty good.
Great. That's a great painting.
Leaving for the surface. You know, she trusts him. That's pretty detailed.
It is very detailed.
For such a big brush, I don't believe that.
Draws, the initial flowers that she draws with the equipment that she has is pretty detailed too.
Yeah.
That's what I was always big sus of that. I was like, no way in hell with those paints and those brushes did you get to that.
Well, she's obviously got an artistic brain somewhere in there.
Yeah. I wish I was more artistic. I'm terrible. Oh, this warms my heart, guys. Like, I'm gonna get emotional in a minute. See, like, look at that. That is such bull. I don't believe she did that.
It is pretty good.
Big sus.
Just think outside the box. Think outside the Naquita casing.
I'm starting to really agree with this girl. I really struggle. Like I can't think outside of the box very well. I'm very much a like straightforward kind of person. This is why I need the nanites. I'm very much a team Merrin for this. I'm not very creative. I rely on all the people around me like to be creative and me to be like, hey, you know, like I love it. Like good job, you.
Are there any child labor laws in Colorado Springs? Paint me the garden.
I do think it's unfair that these kids get like the big painting easels while all the other kids have to go on their desk like peasants.
They probably got it. Like
maybe
like
they take turns. Yeah.
Look at that.
It's like back in the day when you had like one computer in the whole classroom to learn, so you had to take turns. That's a really good, like honestly. I wish that Jack had kept that and like framed it and put it in his house and we could see it. Oh,
if we saw it later, that would have been like cool in like an office or something or his house, that would have been really cool.
And it's Sam, look, he's smiling.
Yeah, it's a representation of Major Carter.
It would be amazing for him to keep that. Sam in a garden in his house would have been massively cute, and I would cry. So,
can you imagine the APB that is on every police squad's desk at this moment? Looking for these two.
Oh, exactly.
He'd never be allowed back to that school again.
Yeah. How coincidental, David, was it when you were interviewing Britt and that Amber Alert came through on Britt's phone?
Wasn't that bizarre?
That was really weird.
Now Jack has to understand.
I'm so busy focusing on this episode. I'm not looking at the chat enough. Let's see what's going on in here. Lewis Cox says, Learning Curve is an interesting, sad, and yet heartwarming episode. Yes, it is.
Yes, well summarized.
You will find more Matt Naquita. Much more.
So much. And some Noquadria as well. Some horrible variants.
A season ahead.
I'm jumping 2 seasons ahead.
Ah, crayons. Crayola crayons. My favorite.
It is quite funny that like these guys end up going and like just destroying the stick figures for like eternity because no one ever showed them how to like paint properly. So, oh God. I hope that one of the kids at the Avarium eventually like grows up to be a beautiful artist who like, manages to paint these great things and then teach everyone else by hand.
Maybe they maybe Earth sent some like teachers or something to their planet to teach them how to teach the kids.
They should take some art teachers over there to teach some art classes and stuff. Oh my God, some workshops. That'd be so cute.
Well, these guys are one of our stronger allies. I'm pretty sure we continue to work with them. So
it's a shame we don't see much more.
This is a great line.
This is good. I won't cry.
Way he delivers that line as well.
Honestly, it's hitting me in all the feels. I don't like it.
You almost caused an interplanetary incident with people that we probably don't want to
I think it's I think he's lucky that he's able to be let off world, back to this planet after what he's done. But yeah, he really demonstrates his compassion for children in this episode, especially those that he sort of considers have been deprived of a proper childhood, like Cassandra, Ritu, Charlie. Yep. Yeah, it's endearing and heartbreaking because it's rooted in the death of his son.
I used to not really have much like empathy towards television, as in like I would never really got like sad or upset. Like I felt it inside, but I never really like was very expressive about it. I would just kind of be like, oh, that was sad, and then that's it. I actually just started crying, so I'm trying to wipe it away from it back on camera. It's not over yet. Yeah, honestly, sometimes a show just hits my heartstrings in a way that I can't like control. And I don't really know why, but this one really hits me. And I think maybe it's because I've got like a real messed up childhood. So it's like, it's so beautiful that Jack's like
you feel like you had a deprived childhood too.
Yeah, in my own ways, Sorry, Mum and Dad, if you're watching. You did the best you could sometimes.
Oh, jeez. Saddle up. Let's see what's happened here.
Look how excited Kaylin is.
This is really sweet and wonderful.
It is.
All because Jack disobeyed orders.
There's that line hits me like a brick in my stomach. Yeah, it hurts. Oh, so beautiful.
I know.
Where are the tissues?
Oh, there's Tommen back there. He's playing jump rope. I never noticed that before.
This one is so good.
I hate the sound bite of the child laughing.
Oh, it's
like
stock.
you hear it in quite a few things.
Yeah.
It's bad. That laugh there, it's awful.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds like something I'd hear in like a horror. Yeah. Game. Beautiful.
Oh.
What's sad is Jack's like now realizing they learned all these things because that day on the playground and in the classroom, it's all
because he gets it. This is what she learned.
It's changed that simple day has changed a whole civilization.
Yeah. That simple day is like a really dark day, but a great day as well. Isn't that it's hilarious?
It's me. Well, it kind of.
I thought that was Sam.
Blonde.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a good thing he didn't take her like to someplace dark. Can you imagine what pain it would have inflicted on this society?
Yeah.
She's gonna break every time I watch this. She's gonna break those crayons on that rock.
Oh, 100%.
But I bet they can probably make
some
more
new crayons. Yeah.
I would have loved to have seen like boxes everywhere. Like they'd managed to replicate them.
Oh, I'm sure Earth will send them a whole heap of crayons.
This hurts me.
Yeah, they would have sent them boxes of crayons if they couldn't make them themselves.
I think they would have. And Britt said that RDA tried to make her laugh a lot in this particular scene. Something about drawing dog poop with corn in it.
I'm glad he's seeing the bright side of the horrible situation.
Yeah. Keep in mind, he has a 1-year-old at this point, so...
Yes, exactly.
And a girl, right? So it's like...
Yes, exactly.
I love that he draws this and she just goes, no!
She understood him. She smiled.
Yeah. So there was a review on Gate World about this episode that said that the ending is a little bit too like Disney-esque.
It's very
but the
fairy
episode the episode kind of as a whole presents some solid ideas, mainly that advanced technology comes at a price.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And somebody also said as well online that this example is this episode is a prime example of why the Prime Directive in Star Trek is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because,
don't they always break the Prime Directive though?
I'm sure they do.
Often. But
yes.
Yeah.
But I guess you could think of it like, on the other hand, there's something like the Prime Directive, but what about our duty to protect like basic human rights? Like, doesn't a child have the right to a childhood?
Yeah, but it's not our planet.
That's the thing. It's not.
Yeah.
So complex. I mean, what we deem as right, other societies on the world doesn't deem as right, and I'm sure vice versa. So that's the way of it.
Thanks
but yeah,
for
that is
us.
Good episode. Thank you, everyone. That's good time.